We're here again at Portland Square, the home of the Royal Wealth Club, following up on our successful event at Bordeaux Quay in January. And today, I'm very pleased to welcome Oliver Mochizuki of Fundsurfer.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
No problem at all. Before we talk more about Fundsurfer, just please tell us more about yourself and your story.
Absolutely. So my background is in business development and supporting different projects, fundraising. I did a lot of work in the not-for-profit sector and ran a charity. And I co-founded Fundsurfer, which is obviously crowdfunding and commercial finance platform. My focus has always been about helping clients raise funds more easily, with less stress, less heartache, and less blood, sweat and tears. You know, for us, we see very clearly that there is a change coming in the way that businesses are funded, the way that we share. You know, there's a need, I think, for people to have funding demystified to a certain extent, and also to help get them over the line and get them to their next milestone faster. You know, we're really terrible in England, in the UK, at providing scale-up finance and growth finance and helping startups. So for me, that's always been my focus for at least the past 15 years. That's been what I've done, and Fundsurfer is the culmination of all of that.
And how do you see Fundsurfer fitting in with the Wealth Club's key themes of health, wealth and happiness?
Well, for me personally, I really believe very strongly that there has to be another way, you know, for companies to invest, for funds to invest, for companies to raise funding. And when you look at the world and you look at the fact that, you know, we're in a time of abundance and still 2/3 of the world's population are surviving on $5, under $5 a day.
Yeah.
You know, that to me is the real poverty metric to look at. And the work that we're doing with community share offers, the work we do with not-for-profits, you know, social investment, impact investment, driving that agenda forward, I think it just slots in really well into the Wealth Club's ambitions, which is to support people to invest in a way that is good for their health, good for their wellness, good for everyone around them.
Sure. Okay. And how is what's the makeup of Fundsurfer? Is it just yourself, or is there other people involved with Fundsurfer?
Well, we've grown quite rapidly we're now into our 4th year trading as of Jan 2017. There's now actually 13 in the team. The majority of those have come on board as part of our share pool and have taken a small piece of equity in Fundsurfer to move forward. But we have a very, very strong team now with experts in sustainable investment, experts in equity and debt finance, advisors and mentors. I think that's priceless for a company. So we've structured Fundsurfer in a way that's pretty unique. We offer a very wide range of funding options, and then for us as equally important is the support. Okay. So if a client comes to us and they need support with their financial projections, if it's hockey sticks on graphs, you know, we can send them away to experts to help them. We work with a number of government departments to help non-UK entrepreneurs come into the UK, to get people ready to export, to bring Chinese investment into UK companies. So it's a broad range of funding options and support we provide, but very much one of our passion areas is social investment, anything that has an environmental or social benefit. And that, to me, is where we're going to see the future of investment.
So give us a couple of examples of projects of that ilk that you're supporting or have supported recently.
Yeah, so a great example, and I've got to give a shout to Steve Corker here, who's one of our amazing clients, wonderful guy. He was involved in helping in the Netherlands to put in place their electrification, green energy, charging infrastructure for electric vehicles. He oversaw a lot of that work, and he has been going to Sri Lanka for 2 years. He's now got support from the Sri Lankan government to switch out petrol engine tuk-tuks switch them out of electric engines or to replace them completely with an electric vehicle. But very importantly, it's no good with the electric vehicles without the charging infrastructure. So that's a key part. To be honest, that's the big show in town when it comes to e-vehicles and e-mobility. And we're in the middle of talking to a number of very, very large social investment funds, impact investment funds that will come along with the government support and government money. That's a really great global example. And then sort of closer to home, I think community share offers are a perfect example.
Yes.
We'll be going live with this. I keep saying Q1 2017 to be kind to my development team because they're coding as fast as they can. But we'll be ready to go live this quarter. And it enables, community share offers enable charities and not-for-profit companies, CICs, to basically launch a share offer, sell shares. The shares don't increase in value, but they do provide a return, which is generally around 4%. And there's a number of social funds that will also come in to those community share offers. The biggest one to date, massive success story, I love it. It was a whiskey distillery, very small town or even a village, I think, in Scotland, and they raised 2.5 million.
2.5 million?
With a community share offer to build a Highland whiskey distillery.
Oh, I see.
So one of the perks, as it were, yes, you invested and yes, you're offered a return, but you got a t-shirt saying, I own a Scottish whiskey distillery. And it caught fire, 1,100 plus people, I think, invested in it to hit 2.5 million. His target was 1.5. He went at 4 million over his target. And that is a business that is going to support local jobs. It's going to be a great boost for tourism, for people to come and see it and to be part of it.
So the future could be, and I was talking to someone this at an event the other day, was that say you did a housing development, and the houses all had solar panels on their roofs.
Yep.
You generate electricity from that. They could do a community share offer for that type of thing, or
exactly
anything that the community can work together for.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's with social housing, I think we can all agree it's probably one of the biggest problems that all city councils, all councils are having to face. Maintenance and renovation costs, can be very high, too much for the councils. So we're seeing community share offers being used for social housing, community housing, eco homes. Really excited about that space. We're getting to the point now where we're going beyond passive homes to active homes that produce 4 times as much power a year as they need. So you sell that power and it becomes a revenue stream for you, and suddenly you don't have any energy bills. You actually make money from it. That's a wonderful position, I think. And if community share offers combined with social investment and social finance can help that issue, that's a really big deal.
And I know we're getting demand from members of our club. If you had something that could help the local community, but you could earn more than you can get in the bank, not being greedy, but like you said, 3-4%, I think there'll be a lot of demand out in the general community for that sort of thing.
Well, we're seeing it on a local level. We're talking to Cardiff, we're talking to Liverpool, we're talking to Manchester, but let's look at Bristol, which, I've been here 18 years, so nearly honorary Bristolian, I think, another 7 years. Nearly there. It's about providing that support, providing the investment, the money, everything that you need to deliver these projects. And there's sites in Bristol that have sat there derelict 20 years, longer, and there's an opportunity there for the community to take hold of that asset, do a deal with the council, take a long lease on it, turn it into a community asset, and improve the local area for everyone. We're doing a very interesting project at the moment looking at high streets, but in distressed areas. So looking at the most deprived areas in Bristol, looking at their high street and how can it be improved, developed, built upon to give it a community feel.
I think it's lacking. I drove through Bedminster the other day thinking this could be a really vibrant community. I come from Kingswood, you go through Kingswood and it's very run down, charity shops and it just needs that bit of magic, and I think you could just restore that. And a classic example, I think, is in Southville, isn't it, around by the tobacco factory. That's a shining example of what we could do. So I think as part of the Wealth Club, and certainly working in partnership with the likes of Fundsurfer, that's something we can all build together to start moving towards the future. And as I've said before, my dream is a Bristol investment fund that we can all invest in for the greater good of the Bristol community. And what does the future hold in store for Fundsurfer?
For Fundsurfer, we're currently raising our first round of investment, which is great. We've been bootstrapping for a few years, so we're now in a place, we've got half of the money committed, so we're looking to close that round fairly soon, so that's really exciting. Moving forward, for us, it's about exporting UK fintech expertise where we can, so working with social enterprise leaders, entrepreneurs around the world, to offer them access to the same amount of support that people have in the UK and in the West. So it's helping to push that investment agenda forward. And really, what I see right now, and this, I don't want to go too political with this, because Fundsurfer is very much an apolitical platform. We work with all kinds of different people. But I think that the liberal and the conservative ways forward have foundered to a certain extent. I genuinely feel that we're now seeing an opportunity for a new way of working, a new way of investing, a new way of doing business, where it is about, and I don't want to sound, too woolly, but it's about people and planet. We have got to get better at managing the poor, the problems that the poorest people in society face. We've got to get better at sharing. Yeah. $22 trillion offshore isn't helping anyone, And with impact investment, you can look at it and say, okay, it's only $80 billion, and the entire financial services market is $212 trillion, so it's dwarfed, but it's growing incredibly fast. There is definitely an appetite among, we have ultra wealthy clients that we work with, and they absolutely know that the system isn't working the way it should, and that there needs to be more benefit for people that need it most. And I think with Fundsurfer, it's our role within this, investment world to keep shouting about that, to keep pushing it. We have to get to a new phased way of doing things. We need to stop looking at who's native, who's foreign, who's white, who's black. It's a small planet now, and we've only got one. We've got to look after it, Yeah, so take care of each other and take care of the planet. But of course, we love entrepreneurs, we love commercial projects. We work on, with great entrepreneurs all the time. So it's not just charity projects we like, but we do feel that social investment has to be the new way forward.
Okay, and I think the phrase is profit for purpose, isn't it?
Yeah, profit for purpose is the way it's presented, and that's the way it should be. And I really look forward to working with
you too.
With you, Derek, on this, and the Wealth Club. And yeah, thanks a lot for inviting me along today.
No problem. Pleasure. Thank you.
Great. Thank you.